genius face. Those two words sound like a beautiful destiny. A nickname not everyone can earn. A nickname that makes a name instantly recognizable even before people know their voice. And that name is Cha Eun-woo. But there's one question that's rarely asked. What happens when praise becomes a standard? What happens when your face isn't just a face, but a symbol of perfection? Today we're not just talking about visuals. We're discussing how praise can slowly become a burden. When he debuted with ASTRO, Cha Eun-woo wasn't the only visual in the industry. The K-pop world was filled with handsome idols. But somehow, every time the camera landed on him, there was a different reaction. The media began writing articles with recurring headlines: "Face Genius." Face that makes no sense. This generation's visual standard. The nickname didn't come once. It came again and again. And with each mention, the public became more convinced that he was the definition of perfection. At that point, an identity began to form. Not just as an idol, but as a symbol. There's a big difference between being known for hard work and being known for an image. When someone is labeled a face genius, people no longer see them as ordinary individuals. They see them as a standard. And the standard must never waver. Every photo must be perfect. Every angle must be sharp. Every expression must be controlled. Because even a single missing look will flood in. The comments will flood in. In the age of social media, the standard is even more ruthless. Zoom in. Screenshot. Comparison. All done in seconds. On the surface, the nickname brought many benefits. Big brands began to take notice. Drama after drama came pouring in. His role in True Beauty further cemented his image as a leading man on screen. The characters he played often fit the established image: handsome, popular, perfect. It was as if the real world and the drama world were supporting the same narrative. But there's a risk in reinforcing such an image. When the role and reality are too closely aligned, it's difficult to separate the actor from the character. And expectations are higher. The higher the expectations, the less room for error. If the acting is good, people say, it's meant to be. If the acting isn't up to par, people say, the visuals aren't enough. The standards for him are always different. He's not just being judged as an actor. He's being judged as a visual symbol of a generation. And symbols must always excel. This pressure isn't always apparent. Because he rarely complains. He remains calm in front of the camera. He remains polite in interviews. He always smiles at public events. But calm doesn't mean he's free from pressure. When someone is constantly called perfect, they can slowly begin to believe they can't fail. Perfectionism grows insidiously. They try harder. They practice longer. They prepare in greater detail. Not just to improve, but to maintain standards. And maintaining public standards is much harder than pursuing personal dreams. Because the public is never satisfied, the Korean entertainment industry is known for its fierce competition. Visuals are always a crucial factor. But in Cha Eun-woo's case, his visuals are the main headline. That's advantageous, but also limiting. With every new project, people always ask, is he just relying on his looks? Such questions may seem trivial. But if repeated repeatedly, they become psychological pressure. What's often forgotten is the process. Hours of practice. Script discussions. Self-evaluation. He continued to take on different projects to prove that he was more than just a visual. He tried to broaden his acting spectrum. Because he knew that if he only stuck to his image, his career wouldn't last. And that wasn't the choice he wanted. The biggest burden of the genius face moniker isn't commentary. It's not criticism either. It's fear. Fear that standards will one day fall. Fear that the public will say, he's not the same anymore. That fear isn't visible on screen. But it can be present in the mind. And mental pressure often works silently. There's a reason his name remains relevant. It's not just his looks. It's his consistency. He maintains his demeanor. He maintains his professionalism. He maintains his reputation. In a tough industry, consistency is key. And he understands that all too well. Perhaps the biggest question isn't about her face, but about what it's like to live up to the standard. What it's like when the world praises, yet demands at the same time. Having a genius face sounds like a gift. But maintaining it is a responsibility. And that responsibility never ends.